Hey everyone, it's Michael. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review for a movie that I never thought I would finally sit around and watch, but it showed up on Prime, free to watch as a member, and I thought, I'll give it a chance. I can't stand Jordan Peele. Just not a fan of the guy, but this really made me reconsider my opinions of him. It made me want to go back and see Get Out for myself for the first time ever. I never really watched it. I kind of just sat in the room when somebody else was watching it. Was not into it, couldn't stand it. Never saw his other film following up to that called Us. And then this film came out last year in 2022 called Nope. And Nope looked like a stupid invasion film. It just kind of seemed silly and goofy, and it kind of is, but in a good way, in a very seriously treated way, that I think Peele kind of won me over now. I dropped my phone. Let me grab that really quick. I usually get mad about Peele and blame him for killing Twilight Zone again. Twilight Zone's been killed like 3 times now. It keeps dying over and over again. It's like a Happy Death Day character, you know what I mean? It's kind of depressing that it keeps happening all the time to poor Twilight Zone. But anyway, I wanted to give this a fair shot because I like to do that with movies and with directors, writers, whatever, that I don't really trust or typically do trust because sometimes they can disappoint you, you know? Nope is kind of an alien invasion film, as I said. It's essentially about a young man in his 30s, played by Daniel Kaluuya, who was actually the main guy from Get Out. And he is phenomenal. If you ever want to see a performance of if you don't happen to live in the South, if you want to see what a Southern man actually is like, and my family, me, a lot of people that are very gruff, very just kind of gruff people in general, this is what they're like. This is the greatest portrayal of a Southerner, or like a Southern farming type of dude that I've ever seen in a movie. I'll be honest with you. He is really, really good in this movie. Probably his best performance I've seen this guy in so far. Really, really, really want to applaud that guy. Anyway, his dad is played by Keith David, and they happen to work on a farm when all of a sudden, by the way, they raise horses for Hollywood movies. All of a sudden, while they're out in the field one night, when it seems like a storm is kind of getting ready to roll through at the end of dusk, all of a sudden a bunch of small pieces of things are starting to fall out of the sky. They think it's plane parts, according to what people told him at the investigation situation later on. But a lot of these plane parts, or whatever these things are falling out of the sky, one of them hits his dad, Keith David, in the head and kills him, basically, not too long after it. Takes out one of his eyes, basically. And they're trying to figure out what exactly killed his dad. But it kind of turns away from a mystery thing. Daniel Kaluuya's character is kind of a little bit hesitant about that whole situation. He has to take over this farm and business, and we watch him do that. Now, his sister is played by Keke Palmer, who was in Scream Season 3, which I fucking hate. That season was so horrible. If you haven't seen it, don't. It's not like the first 2 seasons. It's horrible. That season is also called Scream Resurrection. How often have you seen a horror sequel or anything with the title Resurrection in there? That was good. You can probably imagine. Anyway, I was worried about this film being bad. I was worried about it being one of those overrated, overhyped types of things. And not that it really is that. People don't really talk about Nope the way they do about Get Out, or even Us for that matter. Which is kind of surprising. This is going to make me go back and watch some of his other stuff, because this whole investigation about what could be going on, the alien invasion type of thing that's not really a full-on invasion in the sense that you know it, that stuff was cool. And I love our main character guy. I'm not a fan of Keke Palmer's character, not a fan of Keke Palmer in general. I just think she's too much of an over-actress. Overrated right now. I'm sorry, it's just how I feel. But everybody else in here that gets involved in this situation of trying to figure out what's up with the alien thing that's happening, the possible UFO that's flying around this farm and in this area, that's pretty fun stuff. You have Michael Wincott from The Crow in here, the bad guy, the villain from The Crow, he's in here. You have Steven, is it Yeun? The one that played Glenn on Walking Dead. Really good actor, really, really love that guy too. He's here for quite a small role, but he's good. You have a lot of people that you've probably seen in some other things that were really, really fun here. And I enjoyed all of that. I think it was a very clever film, and that's the big thing about it. Not because of any kind of humor. There's really not that much joking around in this movie. It's a very seriously taken film in the way its tone is, the way its direction is. The camera work, by the way, is phenomenal. It really suited this film and really was showing how talented Jordan Peele is. I'm usually a Peele fan when it comes to his comedy, not his horror stuff. I think his horror stuff typically sucks, from what my small amount of experience has been so far. But mainly with the Twilight Zone thing, I've been very bitter over that. I'm trying to let that go now because Nope was so much fun. My favorite thing about this film is how we kind of take the alien idea and kind of flip it around, play with the lore a little bit, do something different with it, specifically with this UFO thing that's flying around. That was so smart. That was something that should have been done a long time ago, like Fire in the Sky days, you know what I mean? And we never did that. No one in Hollywood ever had that idea, and I'm shocked by it because it was really, really smart to do it here. Again, the film is very clever in every aspect from what I could tell watching this. I was very impressed. I was very, very impressed with how good this was and how fun it was to watch. For a 2-hour-long movie, it zoomed by. It really, really just... The pacing was incredible. It really was. And it's not even like a super action-packed movie. It's just very fun. And when it gets tense, it gets tense. I like that about it too. Let's talk about the CGI a little bit. The CGI for the UFO thing, or just anything. It could be fog, it could be mist, any of that stuff. It looks great. Even streaming it on a streaming service, which gets pixelated sometimes. My internet's good, but apparently the streaming service is not. It was really solid. It looked really good most of the time. Not always. There was a couple of moments, a couple of shots where I was like, it's a little shitty, but for the most part, it was pretty great. I was very impressed with that as well. Wasn't expecting much out of this. It seems like they really had some money in this movie, and that's a pretty nice little thing. I didn't expect that. But anyway, moving along to the music. The music is very Western themed. Because of this farm setting, because of this desert setting around this farm, you kind of have to maintain that. And I thought it was a smart choice to do that. Everything from the old country-style home that looks really nice, by the way. But this Western music, this Western tinge to a lot of this movie's tone, the kind of atmosphere to the film, I thought was really smart to go that route. And it really kind of settles you into a very homey, kind of small-scale story. As big as the scope can be on this farm, with a lot of the things happening there in the surrounding areas in this region of the town, it was very well done. It's very big for the kind of small scope we have for this movie. And it worked, and I really like that about it. It surprises me so much that I enjoyed this as much as I did. That was weird. This was a blast. The cast were fantastic. The directing, again, was fantastic. The writing was clever and smart. It was such a great flick, and I cannot fucking believe how much of a good time I had with Nope. Again, I'll probably go back and watch Get Out and Us, just to give them a fair shot this time around, because, again, Nope proves that Jordan Peele has some damn good talent, dude. This guy is not getting enough praise for this movie, in my opinion. He's not, because this was surprising. Very, very surprising for somebody who I've thought for a long time was very overhyped. Good job on you, Jordan Peele. Seriously. Really good job. Anyway, have you seen Nope? What do you think about it? Put your thoughts and comments down below about what you think about the film, Jordan Peele, my review, all of that stuff. I'd love to hear everything you have to say down in the comments. Anyway, if I had to rate Nope on a 5-star basis, I would easily give this a 4 out of 5 stars. That really surprised me by how much of a good time I had with this, and it's just a blast. It really is. Anyway, have you seen it? Put your thoughts and comments down below again. Thank you for watching, guys. God bless you all, and goodbye.